Let us not begin with answers, but with breath. A breath drawn not from the lungs alone, but from the soul's deep chambers where language cannot yet reach. For there is a kind of knowing that does not speak, but shivers quietly in the marrow. You are here because something has stirred in you, not the chatter of thought, but the aching call of something ancient. Not logic, not proof, but a resonance, a quiver in the veil. You arrived at this moment not by chance, but by summons. Before we begin, take a moment to like and subscribe. The more you engage and stay with the content, the more YouTube shares these timeless insights with others. By doing so, you're not only helping this channel grow, but also spreading Carl Jung's transformative wisdom to those seeking meaning and inner truth. Let's dive into the depth of the psyche together. You may not remember the exact moment the ache began. It came quietly, like a fog over a meadow. A sorrow that never introduced itself. A weariness that arrived before the labor began. And so you wondered, why am I burdened by sadness that is not mine? Why do I carry fear without a story? Guilt without a sin? Grief without a funeral? Let me tell you gently, this ache is not madness, it is memory. Not personal memory, but soul memory. You carry not just your name, but a lineage. Not just your dreams, but the unwept tears of those who came before. The mother who was silenced. The grandfather whose rage turned to stone. The lost children, unnamed, who flicker through your bloodstream like forgotten stars. What you feel in your belly, your throat, your dreams, that inexplicable throb, it is not only yours, it is the echo of thousands. You are a living reliquary, a vessel carved by centuries. You were never just born, you were woven, dreamed, summoned into flesh by a tapestry of ancestral longing. The psyche does not move in straight lines. It coils, it spirals, it dances like a serpent swallowing its tail. Time collapses in the unconscious. Your great-grandmother's silence may live today in your fear of speaking truth. Your ancestors' exile may echo in your avoidance of belonging. These patterns, these recurring shadows, they are not accidents. They are invitations. You see, the unconscious speaks in myth, in image, in dream. And when its messages go unheeded, they surface not as poetry, but as pain. Uninterpreted dream becomes neurosis. Denied shadow becomes fate. You were never exiled, and yet you tremble before rejection. You were never burned, and yet your soul flinches near power. This is not weakness. This is inherited wisdom longing to be made conscious. And so you begin to feel, not because you are broken, but because you are opening. The ache is a doorway. The grief is a lantern. You are not cursed. You are called. Imagine now a dream, a vast forest at twilight. The trees hum with stories. You stand at its edge, unsure. Something pulls you in, and something else warns you away. This is the threshold every soul must one day face. Behind you lies comfort, identity, the known, ahead the unknown, the forbidden, the sacred. You step forward, not because you are brave, but because the ache will not let you stay. Deeper into the woods you go. The branches scratch your skin. You stumble upon a well, old as the earth. You look inside, and in the water's reflection, you see a weeping child. She wears your face. Or is it your grandmother's? You reach to comfort her, but she dissolves into ripples. The message is clear to find her. You must descend. This is not metaphor. This is initiation. The forest is your unconscious. The weeping child is your wound, your archetype, your forgotten self. The pain is not a punishment. It is a compass. Yet most will turn back. They will name the pain depression. They will chase distraction, chant affirmations in the face of despair, build temples of positivity to ward off the dark. But what is not faced within becomes projected without. What we exile returns not as insight, but as illness, as addiction, as spiritual dis-ease. You cannot outrun your shadow. It waits for you in every failed relationship, in every numbed evening, in every smile that doesn't reach your eyes. The soul will not let you forget. It will whisper through dreams. It will shout through symptoms. It will summon you again and again until you answer. So do not ask merely, "How do I stop hurting?" Ask instead, "What does this pain want to reveal? Who is dying in me and who is being born?" Because pain is a portal. Suffering is not the end. It is the alchemical furnace where the persona is melted and the self, golden, sovereign, and vast, emerges from the flames. This is Hermes at the crossroads, cloaked in riddles, dismantling your certainty. This is Dionysus tearing through your well-ordered life, calling you to madness, to ecstasy, to the wild. This is the sacred feminine in men, long silenced, rising now as rage, as tenderness, as vulnerability, too long buried. This is the wounded father in women, seeking love through overwork, proving worth in the face of inner abandonment. And these are not just stories. They are living myths, archetypes wearing your face, your skin, your life. The man who cannot stay in love is not simply fickle, he is reliving the myth of the betrayed king. The woman who fears being too much is not merely insecure, she is enacting the myth of the silenced oracle, punished for her knowing. You are not just a person, you are a sacred drama unfolding. Your life is not random, it is ritual. And your wound, dear soul, is older than you know. But it is not your enemy. It is your threshold. And beyond it waits the self, the one you were before the world told you who to be. And now, beloved listener of depth, I invite you into a small yet sacred act, not of performance, but of participation. If you felt your soul stirred, leave a number in the comments, not as a reply, but as a ritual. Let this number carry meaning. Let it speak for you where words fall short. If transformation whispered through this journey, type an R, the number of change, of elemental fire. If you walked beside the void and did not look away, choose I, the fertile space of all beginnings. If the archetypes danced behind your eyes, leave Seba, the seeker's number, the path of initiation. If ego death touched you like wind through an open window, type I, the serpent, the spiral, the dying god. If individuation called your name, the long return to the self, comment the origin, the axis of the soul. If the sacred feminine or masculine awakened in you, choose the divine polarity, the cosmic dance. These numbers are not digits, they are sigils, they are soul prints. Leave yours and find who else walks this night journey beside you. Let us not meet at the surface, but in the forest. Let us not speak in small talk, but in symbols. Welcome, Mythmaker, to the dream you were born to remember. You are not my kin. I was born in the thunder, not the algorithm. I bathed in blood before I ever bowed to praise. The modern soul is addicted to mirrors and terrified of windows, but the overman shatters both. He sees through and he sees beyond. Do you fear judgment. You crave approval. But what is the price of applause from cowards? What is the worth of being crowned king in a kingdom of cripples? I would rather be crucified on the mountain of truth than carried through the streets of compromise. Let them call you arrogant. It is better than being domesticated. You want to belong, fool. You are born to break. You seek connection. Then cut the cord to the hive first. There is no union among the fetid, only mimicry. Only consensus forged in fear. If you must join, join as fire joins to consume, to illuminate, to test the strength of the structures around you. They will tell you to do the work, their rules, their rituals. But your labor must be sacred, not sanctioned. You must build cathedrals from bones, not bureaucracy. Your temple is your will. Sanctify it with your refusal. I speak to the sensitive because you are the volcanoes in disguise, the ones who cry at cruelty because your heart remembers Eden. But that Eden is gone. And now you must become sword and soil. You must love fiercely. Yes, but love like a god, not a martyr. Love with judgment, love with clarity, love with the power to cut away all that dims the flame. Do not seek safety. Seek sovereignty. Do not seek comfort. Seek the crown of thorns that becomes a halo in fire. Do not seek agreement. Seek truth and damn the consequence. This world is not your home. It is your furnace, and from it you must emerge not consoled, but consecrated. The prophets of numbness will come. They will dress in smiles and sedation, wearing badges of empathy and medals of awareness. But their gospel is anesthesia. Their temples are clinics. Their sacraments are pills. They will call you to soften, to silence, to sterilize your suffering. And they will name this healing. But beware. Their healing is the tomb of the will. Their peace is the taxidermy of the spirit. I do not offer peace. I offer war. War against the softening of the soul. War against the civilization that feeds you sugar for your teeth and poison for your will. You were not meant to be well adjusted to a dying world. You were meant to rise like a wound that refuses to scab. You were meant to hurt because that pain is proof that something divine still stirs within you. The conditioned soul. What is he but a mirror for his master's morality? He praises what he's told is good. He weeps when he's told to feel. He kneels because kneeling has been framed as sacred, but his spine has rotted from disuse, and his prayers are merely echoes. I spit on such piety. I spit on such peace. This world does not need more gentlemen. It needs gods with jaws. It needs the sacred wild returned. It needs men and women who feel the earthquake beneath their feet and laugh, not weep, who bless not weakness in others, but strength in themselves. You who feel deeply, stop apologizing. Your sorrow is a gateway, but only if you walk through it with flame in your eyes. They will ask to fit in. Do not. They will call your silence a virtue. Break it. They will fear your chaos good. Chaos is the language of becoming and to become. You must be willing to destroy the idea of who they told you you are, to destroy your need to be liked, to destroy your addiction to being understood. Understand this instead. You are not here to be understood. You are here to become incomprehensible. And in that mystery, awaken the ancient memory of gods and monsters buried in mankind's bones. The herd will scream self-love, but what they mean is self-tolerance. They want you to accept your decay. I say transcend it. Rip yourself from yourself and become anew. The snake does not heal by rubbing lotion on its scales. It sheds its skin and leaves the old corpse to rot behind it. Do not love yourself into stagnation. Love yourself into revolution. And what of morality are the great yoke of the conditioned, the morality of the herd, mass-produced, mass-approved, the milk of the meek. It dares to call itself good. But I tell you, if goodness demands your castration, your silence, your submission, then sin boldly and call it resurrection. You must not merely disobey. You must desacralize the idols. Tear down the commandments written for slaves and write your own in ash, in blood, in thunder, not for the many, but for the few who dare. And to those still writhing in the cocoon, unsure whether their pain is holy, I say, your pain is your chrysalis, and the world fears your emergence. For when you rise, you will no longer ask for permission, you will command. And when you command, do not whisper roar. Let your voice fracture illusions and ignite the dry fields of obedience. Speak as if the stars were listening. Speak as if gods themselves had gone deaf from the silence of mankind, and only your scream could awaken them. Speak not to be heard, but to be remembered in the bones of those who have yet to be born. I say again, you are not here to conform. You are here to set fire to the altars of mediocrity and light your torch from the ashes. The age of the herd is ending. The trembling masses, bloated on pity and passivity, are falling inward like black holes of meaninglessness. The sky cracks with their contradictions. Their truths are scaffolds for cowards. Their empathy is performance. Their morality a theater of ghosts, reciting lines they never wrote, in a language they never bled to understand. You, soul of suffering and splendor, must not die with them. You must become the earthquake. For too long, you have begged the world to understand your light. But now, let your light blind them. Let it melt their waxen gods and reveal the nothingness they bow to. Let it burn away even your own former self. That trembling shadow who once sought sanctuary in their approval. The world does not need your agreement. It needs your transfiguration. Tear the veil. Curse the comfort. Step barefoot into your sovereignty. And let the shards of your past bloodlet. The coward within, oh, what joy to be misunderstood for. To be understood by the herd is to be betrayed by the gods. Walk alone, if you must. The path of fire is not crowded, but it is holy. And now I leave you not with benediction, but with a curse upon your cowardice. A curse upon your craving for acceptance. A curse upon the prison you built and called personality. May you outgrow it. May you outshine it. May you destroy it. And in its place, give birth to the sovereign. The one who feels and does not flinch. The one who weeps and still walks through fire. The one who is sensitive. Yes, but never again. Submissive. And thus, the final chains fall. Thus, the lion is unmasked beneath the lamb. Thus, the new scripture begins not written in ink, but in acts of holy defiance. You are not a wound to be healed. You are a storm to be released. Go now and create.